Greetings, fellow Ambazonians. This is Capo Daniel. I want to put out this message to our people and to some member of the press corps, especially the international media, who have published articles and are concerned about the incident that took place in kabooh, a village in Big Babanki in Mezam. I want to clarify what happened away from propaganda and miscommunication. What happened in kabooh was disproportionate use of power and excessive use of force by our Ambazonian forces. The elderly women who were taken into custody by our Ambazonian forces were never kidnapped or were never put in a situation that could be described as kidnapping. Those women were held for less than 4 hours, and all of them were released from that particular scene where that video was recorded. 2 of those women were wounded as a result of our forces using gunpowder in den gun without any projectile as a means of crowd control. Those women were wounded. They were allowed to go to hospital and they were assisted by our forces who took part in that operation. Nevertheless, the use of gunpowder guns during protests to stop protests or to disperse a crowd is excessive use of force. We have condemned the treatment of those women, and our people have to know exactly what happened away from Cameroon propaganda. It has also been brought to my knowledge pictures that have been published by Chilean reporters that shows torture marks on the backs of women with blood coming down from the face of a woman who have plaited her head with rasta. Those pictures were not connected to those events, and those pictures are part of Cameroon propaganda and disinformation campaign. Nevertheless, we have condemned the use of excessive force by Ambazonian forces that were involved in this case. We have also condemned the intimidation of those women. Nothing close to what can be described as torture took place. Some of those women were beaten, given corporal punishment, which were mild, but we still condemn those actions because senior citizens who were protesting for something that is within their right. We have also instructed our forces that families with no income should be exempted from this community tax system that is being rolled out in Ground Zero. And I want to assure the international community of what happened and to let them know that we have taken notice. We have condemned the conduct of those soldiers which did not meet up with our expectation or our guidelines. This is not acceptable. But this is far from what is being reported on media, both at home and in the international space. What happened there cannot be described as kidnapping. To describe it as kidnapping will be abuse to the word kidnapping. To also describe what happened to the women as torture is completely false and do not meet up with the legal definition of the word torture. Some of the women were beaten. It was wrong. We condemn that action, and we have given proper guidelines to the forces involved on how to treat protests and how to respect and safeguard the right of the people. They are defending their right for self-determination. And I want to reassure our people globally that we will continue to engage with our forces, to call them out where they are excessive, and also to give them proper instruction that will meet up with their expectation and our customary law on war that is also compatible with the international law of war in the Geneva Convention. I will continue to engage with all Ambazonian forces for them to stick to their code of conduct that are acceptable and that befits a movement that seeks to protect a community and fight for their right of determination. Kidnapping for ransom is banned and forbidden, and any Ambazonia who kidnap for ransom should be condemned, and such actions should never be considered as actions that are done on behalf of our people. All Ambazonian commanders on the ground are primarily responsible for the conduct of their soldiers, and any diaspora leadership or activist that seeks to play a positive role in our liberation struggle should take their responsibility seriously to help our soldiers with guidelines and education that will safeguard the interests of our people and protect their human rights and dignity. God bless you.